Ah. In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be viewed by children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Giant King Mark here, and welcome back to Let's Play Part 63 of Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong. Well, last we left off, we started the bonus campaign, The Shadows of Hong Kong, woke up in a police custody, and after talking with our interrogator, we're now basically retelling the story of what the heck happened to us. Basically, we were supposed to get an object for Kindly Chang, and the place we have to go is this bar called Combat Pangs. If you like what you guys see, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon to stay notified if I'm gonna stream or upload. Let's get to it. Here we are, Combat Pangs. A lanky man in a skin-tight vest leered at you as you enter the bar. He looked like a low-level go-ganger, dressed in the black Sunboys colors. He stepped out in front of you to block your progress. Bar's closed on order from the boss. Orders of the boss. He pointed at the door that you just walked through. Step out of here, now. You have no idea who you're talking to, do you? He shook his head, defiance in his eyes. No, I don't, and I don't care. In here, you're nothing unless Combat Pang says different. His hand is lowered to the knife at his belt. Now, I'm gonna give you a choice. Get moving, or start bleeding. I fought a demigod and won. You are a punk with a knife. Tell me again who has the death wish? He took a moment to size you up, really examine you, and the bravado disappeared. Hey, I don't wanna... He looked back over his shoulder toward the bar. Boss? A low voice growled out from beside the bar. Frick me sideways, Jimmy. If I gotta do everything myself around here, what do I even keep you around for? Eddie Combat Pang, the owner of Combat Pangs and the ringleader of half a dozen Kulong go-gangers, the Black Sun Boys included. He leered at you through a mouthful of gold-capped teeth. Pang was a living stereotype, the surly dwarf in the flesh. 10 tons of Napoleon complex and a 70-kilo body. 70 kilos, really? Alright, you won't listen to my boy, maybe listen to me. We are closed. And if you want to keep all your fucking teeth, you'll turn around and go the way you came. No way, man. You gotta reopen that kitchen, you do it now. We're here for wings and breasts and thighs. And we also want the artifact that you stole, because fuck you, that's why. You heard the man Pang. We want chicken parts and an ancient rock, and we want them now. With extra sauce and a bucket of lobster rolls and a whole fistful of napkins. Well, it's two if you have them. He wraps his fingers against the bar, an innocuous gesture, but it set alarm bells ringing in your head. All around you, gangers began shifting their positions, their smiles growing ugly, hands creeping toward holsters. From somewhere in the back of the room, you heard an ominous sound. Heavy footsteps and the scrape of something metal against the floorboards. Kitchen's closed, sweetheart. Unless you want to man the oven yourself, chicken's off the table. But if you come back for happy hour sometime, I'd be happy to hook you up. He shifts his gaze to you. Now, if you want the rock, I gotta assume that you're on Chang's payroll. That true? Yeah, that's right. You got her cong and she wants it back. I'm afraid you're mistaken on that front. Everything in this bar is mine, Buttercup. Mine. You're standing in my home right now. See all these people around you? They're my friends. And I don't take kindly to strangers who come in here trying to throw their weight around. I thought I had adequate security. I thought I did. I'm in no mood to spar with you, Pang. You hand a rock over, or I'll cave your damn skull. The bartender fumbled for something under the bar. A second later, there was a sword in his hands, and the entire room was reaching for their pieces. Pang roared out something unintelligible, and the bullets began flying. Yeah, if we had... Sonny! Yeah, if we actually had some security or ganger etiquettes, we could have been able to avoid this, I think. But there's also the fact we still gotta at least do some stuff for Kindly anyway. Okay, Sunny, Gang Adept, Mage, Ganger, Ganger. Let's go for Sunny. He's the one with the most heat right now. And I'm not just saying that because he's got a freaking minigun on him. Okay, I'm actually saying that because he does have a freaking minigun on him. So, what have I been doing? Well, just still chilling. I'm developing a tension headache or something right now. It's kind of hard to tell. That didn't work. Okay, we'll pop that here, and we'll pop Goblin into somewhere safe. This'll work. Ha! Oh, that... crap. We gotta check out the adept. And fast. Nope. That is so much better when it's us doing it, and not someone else. I am so glad that missed. We take out Sunny, we can take out the big damage. Alright. Let's check out the adept, he's literally right here. How did I miss? You know, if we had Crochet here, we can actually dish out a lot of damage here. What are you doing, Pang? Oh crap. I'm pretty sure he's got survival stuff. He'll be good. Hey. One of the few things I'm honestly glad that he literally can't reach us. Okay, seriously, how did that miss? Let's pop those plague barriers up. See if that'll work. And also see if we can... Nope, not around here. Nice. Unbound. Oh crap. Thank God that missed. Oh no. Woo. Woo is just built different. Hello viewers. Okay. Woo, first heal yourself. You need it. Next, let's take out this adept. Hey, sorry about that, just had to switch into the... Alright, that takes care of the adept. It blocked? Okay, Primeval... See if you can get over here. Alright, let's see, another... Nice. Pang's jaw dropped as the troll's lifeless body hits the ground. The glowing barrels of her minigun ground to a halt. You killed her. You son of a bitch! I'm gonna paint the bar with your blood! Your heavy hitter is dead, Pang. If I don't have the Kong in my hands by the count of 3, you're gonna join her. He stared at Sunny's ruined corpse, at the minigun, still cooling on the ground. At you. He saw something in your eyes. You watched him deflate like a punctured balloon. It's behind the bar. The rock. It's behind the damn bar. His voice was leaden, his cheeks flush. Take it and get out. Huh. Dang, that was easy. So I have to just kill the big guy. We'll go ahead and get out of here. How this started. Seems like an awful waste. All this trouble over a stupid hunk of rock. It's Conley's rock. That's all we have to know. We better get moved. Something metallic hits the ground at your feet, cutting you short. A canister of some kind. You didn't hear where it came from. By the time that you could process what was happening, it was too late. The metal tube erupted, spraying out a hissing stream of concentrated vapor. In the distance, you could see a group of figures wearing gas masks. Not riot control cops and not SDU, but official looking, wearing red uniforms. People are already moving in, beelining into your direction. Hold your breath. You sealed your lips shut, but the vapor crawled up your nostrils anyway. It was sharp with a chemical tang that you could taste in the back of your throat. It made your eyes burn and filled your mouth with saliva. You stumbled forward, struggling to right yourself. It was a lost cause. The world went black. Ah, crap. And that's how it all started. The impound lot. Your words ring metallically off the confinement room's walls. You've been talking for so long, recounting all the tedious details of your run that your voice hums in your ears after you finish speaking. The single flickering bulb above your head sways in an invisible breeze. Beyond the light's reach, your interrogator stands shrouded in shadow. You can't see his eyes, but you can feel them quietly observing you from the safety of his corner. His silence opens the floodgate to your thoughts, and the questions come pouring in. Were you brought here alone? With the others? Most of all, what do your captors want from you? You finished your story. There's nothing left to tell. It's his to talk. It's his turn to talk. The troll lifts his audio recorder off from the table and clicks it off. He stands in the silence for a moment, looming over you, sizing you up. Then he purses his lips and nods. And that's when we picked you up. Yeah. Well, the story ended with me getting knocked unconscious. What do you think? You know, as a rule, I don't like smartasses, but you make a fair point. Alright, thank you for recapping all of that for me, Mr. Long. Your testimony was extremely helpful. Yeah, don't mention it. And now you've helped us, it's only fair that you learn something in return. He casts you a sidelong glance. We recovered this at the scene. Take a look and see what we saved you from you and your team from. He sets the PDA down on the desk, activates it with the tip of his pen, and slides it towards you. Just watch. Don't touch. You don't want your fingerprints on this thing. Alright, let's watch the video feed. The feed is shaky. Whoever owned this device must have been panicked, out of breath. You can see people, swarms of people, including the locals that you spoke to on the street. All are carrying burdens of some kind or another. Laptop here, a knapsack there. Backpacks bulging with shrink-wrapped food and bottled water. None of the locals appear to be armed. The camera wheels around and you see a firing line of police. A man with a patchy beard is pleading with them, begging to be let through. He says that he isn't a rioter, that none of the people here are. The constable, faceless behind his mask, says nothing. The camera focuses on a figure behind the police lines. Her features are instantly familiar. Chief Inspector Crate. She looks straight into the camera. Then she reaches her hand to an ear and speaks into her comlink. Her voice is loud and clear enough that you can hear it over the PDA's tinny speakers. All teams, you know your orders. Open fire, put them down. Oh my god. An explosion of gunfire fills your ears. The camera spins crazily and you catch panoramic view of bodies bursting like water balloons. Faces that you recognize from your trip to combat panic scream for help and are silenced. The second volley of gunfire catches the owner of the PDA. You hear him shriek, watch the camera spin dizzily. You hear a sickening crack and the video feed flickers and dies. The PDA goes silent. Without a word, your interrogator lifts it from the table and returns it to its evidence bag. Never thought I'd be this happy to get drugged and kidnapped. You should be. If we hadn't brought you in, you'd have been gunned down with the rest of the poor bastards you saw in that video feed. No questions, no arrests. Just a hail of bullets that would have converted you and your team from Shadowrunners to statistics. They killed everybody. Shot indiscriminately into the crowd. He nods slowly. Officially, the Special Duties Unit suppressed the riot, just like they were supposed to. That's a story that all the news outlets are running with. Unofficially, well, you be the judge. You must need me for something. If you didn't, you wouldn't have let Crane and her men take me down. You would have let Crane and her men take me down. Solid reasoning. Let's just say that people at the top have had their eyes on you for a while now. You'll get all the answers you'll need soon enough. The troll stretches, slips his pen back into his breast pocket, and flips his notepad shut. Then he taps a series of keystrokes into his PDA and the cuffs around your wrist go slack. The lights in the room come up, and for the first time you see his face and the badge on his hip. HKPF standard issue. A laminated card clipped into his breast pocket states his name, Inspector David Yang. Okay, I think we're done here. Hang on, you can't show me you can't show me what you just showed me, then cut me loose. You said anything but cutting you loose. I'm done questioning you, that's all. You're a guest of the HKPF, and you're gonna remain that way until we say different. In that case, am I free to go? Out of this room? Sure, as soon as we unlock the door. Leaving the compound is a different story. Queen and Lam are gonna want a word with you, and you aren't going anywhere until you've spoken with them. Queen and Lam? Who are they? You'll find out. Alright, let's see this compound. The door looks solid. You can't see any visible doorknob or latching mechanism from where you're standing. Most likely it's barred from the other side. Examine the door more closely. The door is made of heavy steel. It appears to be mounted to a set of tracks at the top and bottom of the door frame, designed to slide rather than to swing open. When closed, it sits flush with the wall. Your best guess is that the room you're in was built in one piece, and that the door was later cut from it. Wait for it to open. You calm yourself and settle back to wait for the door to open. An interminable amount of time later, you hear the sound of muffled voices, followed by a dull thunk. The scrape of metal dragged over metal fills your ears. The door pops open, but only a crack. A sliver of daylight streams through from the other side. Now we're free. The guys! The sun stabs your eyes as you step from the interrogation room into the noonday sun. Blinking against the glare, the world gradually swims into focus. A familiar face greets you. Shen, you're out! Thank God. They've had you locked away in there since we got here. True story. We only knew where you were because we could hear you screaming last night. She steps towards you, an expression of concern on her face. You okay, Seattle? They didn't hurt you too bad, did they? They had a mage, maybe more than one, probed my mind while I was unconscious. Beyond that, they just asked questions. Magical interrogation? He lets out a low whistle. Bastards are pulling out the big guns. He shakes his head agitatedly. The thing is, they should have been interrogating us at the same time, comparing our accounts and memories of the evening. It doesn't make any sense for them to question you for hours while we were all sitting out here. None of this makes sense, my friend. He produces a cigarette from his breast pocket and dangles it from his lip. Our captors are dressed like police constables, but this isn't central booking. It's a damned impound lot. And gassing you as they did is an unorthodox tactic, to say the least. How'd they pick you up, Raptor? You weren't even with us on the run. I was taken unawares, as I imagine you were. Truth be told, I was working at my shop at the time. I'd rather not dwell on it. Truth be told, it is a long story. You know what else doesn't make sense? The cops coming after us at all. I mean, the APB on us was lifted, right? That's what Auntie Cheng said after we got out of the walled city. It was lifted. The APB that Josephine Shanghai crate put out on us came with a killer capture order attached to it, and they weren't paying much attention to the capture part. If the APB hadn't been lifted, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd all be dead, just like Nightjar and Carter. Duncan's back stiffens, but he holds his tongue. We should be dead by now. We're in a secure facility somewhere. Instead, we're sitting in an impound lot. And not just us either. He gestures into the distance. She gestures into the distance. At the edge of the impound yard, tethered to the docks, the rusting hulk of the Defiance rises from above its surroundings. Heavy chains snake up from secure moorings on the dock to heavy maglocks that clamp down on the vessel's hull. She isn't going anywhere. How the heck? How'd they kill our boat? They didn't just arrest us. They arrested our damn boat. And those of us on board were taken along for the ride. He lets out an irritated grunt. No warning was given. They simply hooked us to a tug, cut away our moorings, and hauled us away from the harbor. Can you shed any more light on all this, Seattle? I mean, did whoever you talked to in there let anything else slip or anything? They mentioned a couple of names. Any of you ever heard of anyone named Lamb or Kui? I know lots of people named Lamb. Kui too. They aren't uncommon names. Considering where we are, I'm guessing they're high-ranking cops. Beyond that, though, your guess is as good as mine. Gaichu suddenly leans toward the cell door, his head cocked, an eyebrow raises. He lifts a gnarled hand, gesturing for the team to halt. Do you hear that? Footsteps. Someone is coming. He lowers himself into a ready stance. Prepare yourselves, we are about to have company. Am I gonna have to fight my way out of an impound lot? Nope. A uniformed constable wearing a sergeant's insignia passes through a set of double gates and into your holding pen. She walks with an air of quiet authority, her face an expressionless mask. A pair of wary eyes fixes themselves on you. Saint-Jean? Her voice is crisp and cold. Step forward, please. Alright, let's do it. She nods, raises her PDA, and begins to type in a series of commands. Thank you for your cooperation. Senior Inspectors Lamb and Kui want a word with you. I think I'd like to have a word with them, too. She nods, raises her PDA, and begins to type in a series of commands. That's the right attitude. Very good. In a moment, I'm going to let you out of this cage. When I do that, I want you to make your way to the command trailer near the edge of the docks. Don't try anything stupid. You're being watched. Yeah, I know the drill. I've served time in a corporate prison. I know what not to do. I hope so, for your sake. She punches the final button on her PDA and the massive gates to the pen that holds you begin to rumble open. Go on, start walking. You don't want to leave the senior inspectors waiting. Dang, these guys are loaded. And here we are. The cramped confines of the command trailer are packed to the gills with security-rated technology. Journals and surveillance packages, all stand for the Mitsuhama logo, fill every inch of available space. Just ahead of you, a pair of senior inspectors, one male and one female, stand over a command console. The man offers you a friendly smile. Ah, Mr. Long, you're here. Very good. I'm Senior Inspector Andy Lam, one of the leaders of this task force. Thank you for your coming so promptly. He extends a hand for you to shake. Yeah, sure. The woman, an elf, retorts through a mouth that seems drawn into a permanent scowl. Look, Lamb, I've got a bastard of a migraine and our guest is a professional criminal. You think we can dispense with the pleasantries and get to business? Yes, of course. He offers her a slight bow. My apologies, Senior Inspector Kui. As for you, Saint-Jean, you must be wondering what you and your team are doing here. I get the feeling we're short, we got a problem, and you're in a unique position to help us solve it. This is a job offer, Sangshan. We want to hire you. Alright. Unique position, huh? You want to tell me what you mean by that? We need to gather information on someone that you have history with. Someone that we suspect of criminal wrongdoing, but can't move on without proof. Pull out the file, Lamb. Lamb nods and his fingers dance over his PDA's keyboard. He raises the device to show you what he's pulled up on the display. Yep, as soon as I see Crate's face, I immediately understand what's going on. From the device's tiny screen, a familiar face leers back at you. Lamb holds it up to your face for a few seconds and pulls the device away. You have a history with this woman? He phrases it as a statement, not a question. Oh. I completely forgot to turn that off. The Bluetooth on my headset. Sorry, my phone. Yeah, that's great. When the EPP went out on me and Duncan, she's the one who appeared on the trail to tell the world. Chief Inspector Crate is a highly decorated officer, a leader of the HKPF's Elite Special Duties Unit. Within the police force, she's universally respected and feared. She's also the unofficial face of the Special Duties Unit and Hong Kong media circuit. When they need a talking head for a news broadcast, she's the one they go to. To her fellow inspectors, Crate is a hero and a role model. They go to bat for her without a second's hesitation. The woman has a lot of pull. Hence your need for an ounce, and you suspect her of something, I take it. That's right. Key members of the Executive Council believe that Crate is at the center of a criminal conspiracy within the HKPF, that she and her co-conspirators have been working as mercenaries under our noses, taking on illicit side work for profit and tarnishing the HKPF's good name in the process. This task force was assembled to investigate the suspicion. They believe that she's gone bad? Gee, what was their first clue? Including the APB that Sang had Crate put out on you. You may be aware that your name was cleared, by the way. Doubt the APB was lifted and your file scrubbed clean. Lamb and I were the ones who made that happen. Well, that solves that mystery. Now, we understand that the prospect of working with a police task force could feel foreign to you. And I fully expect that you have questions that you'd like to ask. Lamb spreads his hands. If there's anything passing that you'd like to know, I did my best to answer. Here's one. Why me? There are plenty of other runners in Hong Kong. Other runners don't have a built-in reason to want Crate dead. You do. Beyond that, you're the perfect deniable asset for this job. If you get caught or killed, the SDU will assume that you were there to get revenge for what they did to you. It's not enough reasoning, I guess. You really are the perfect runner for this job, Sangshan. What we pulled from your mind in the interrogation confirmed it. We know that we can trust you for this job and that it's invaluable to people in our position. I want to know who I'll be working with if I do this. What are your roles in this organization? I handle the technical side of the investigation, decking, information monitoring, control surveillance work, that sort of thing. Kui is on loan from Mitsuhama Corporate. She's a cop just like I am, but her primary responsibility is safeguarding the company's image and financial interests. Mitsuhama? What did Japan Corp care about some dirty cops in Hong Kong? The Hong Kong police force is owned and operated by Mitsuhama. The company is obviously concerned by what's happening here, so they dispatched me to help Lamb lead this investigation. Consider me a corporate liaison, here to bridge the gap between the suits and the uniforms. Sounds thrilling. She shrugs. It's better than walking a beat. Alright, tell me where this impound lot is located. I want to know how far from home you've taken me. We're nearer to Aberdeen than we are to Haoi. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Secrecy is one of our most important tools for survival, Sangshan. We can't give you an exact address. How the hell did you get my boat here without Kylie Cheng stopping you? What makes you think that she could stop us? The Yellows is powerful, but we have a navy at our disposal. Navy? What did you do, attack Haoi? Of course not. We made a token show of force, and that was that. Kylie Cheng doesn't want the Marine Police parking a Sea Panther off of the Haoi docks any more than anybody would. As highly as she might think of you, she wasn't about to risk a shooting board to keep us from towing your houseboat. I'd like to go back to Haoi. You gonna let me do that? If you choose to work with us, certainly when the job's done. If you refuse on the other hand, well, that's a more complicated discussion. I thought you said that I wasn't a prisoner here. Oh, you're not. But the thing is, you... That's right, however long it takes. Or you could just help us and be home in a day or two. Your call. I'm done asking questions, so what's next? What's next is that we let you go for now. Take some time, think it over, and come back when you're ready to seal the deal. After you accept it, we'll go into the details of the run. I'm not accepting anything from you without running it by my team first. That's why we're letting you go. Talk to them and tell them exactly what we told you. We're confident that they'll want to work with us. They should be heading up to the Defiance as we speak. She pauses. Fun name, by the way. When you've made your decision, come back to us. No rush, no pressure. We're not trying to coerce you into doing this. We're all on the same team after all. I'll talk to my people. No promises. Okay. And now, this comes to the big part. We are definitely going to have to work with these guys here now. As you pass through the hatch and step into the familiar confines of Defiance, you find your team waiting for you. Oh, this is a hell of a thing. Gaba absentmindedly passes a rat from one hand to another. The rodent squeals and chirps in delight. You said a gun show. Not our best day ever as a team. So what's the deal, Sangshan? Who captured us? Are they really cops or are we dealing with something else here? They're cops. Specifically an HKPF task force run by a couple of senior inspectors. Knew it. This whole thing had the HKPF stink all over it. They can dress up however they want, but at the end of the day, a cop is a cop. So what does this task force want with us? Did they pitch their agenda to you? They want us to work for them, to help take down Cray and their dirty cops. Really? That's interesting. What'd you tell them? I told them that I wouldn't agree to anything until I ran it by you. Ah, well, I guess that's nice to know that you're thinking of us, so, what's our next step? We're about to find out. Show of hands, who's willing to work for the HKPF? I think it's safe to say that we all are. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any other way out of this. Plus, we can get revenge for Carter. That alone would be worth the price of admission. The ghoul nods. We didn't follow you through the walled city and test ourselves against a Yama king to let the police scare us. Wherever this road may lead, we will follow. Glad to know that I can count on you. We're in, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still haven't run this little plan by Kylie Chang yet. She raises an eyebrow. You do know what we should do that we should do that, right? I mean, the old lady controls an army of thugs, and I can't imagine that she like these cops any more than she does Cray and her corrupt ones. Isabel gives a solemn nod. She's right. We should call kindly. Bring the old woman up to speed on what's been happening here. No time like the present. You tap Kindly Chang's personal comm link number into your PDA and hit the send button. A moment later, the old woman's face appears on screen. Sang-Jan, a pleasure to see you, dear. I've been worried sick. She smells something the color of rotten plums out of the highball glass. Now, would you kindly tell me where the fuck you've been? The HKPF gassed us on our way out of combat pangs. They're holding me in an impound yard. Ah, I see. Her voice goes cold. You're calling me from police custody? They had a mage poke around on my head, Auntie Cheng. My calling you isn't gonna make much of a difference. They scanned you? How disappointing. There was a long pause, then finally, tell me exactly what they said to you. Don't leave anything out. The cops you have me want to take down Crate. You know, the cop who keeps popping up in the news? Her eyes flash dangerously. I know she is. Keep talking. The leaders of the group are called Queen and Lam, Auntie Cheng. That's what the sergeant at the holding pen said. They're senior inspectors. Those won't be their real names, dear. Not if they're willing to let you contact me like this. They had a proposition for me, Auntie Cheng. They want me to help them take down Chief Inspector Cray and her people. She lifts the glass to her lips and takes another slurp of the dirty, viscous liquid. They're after the filth who ambushed you then. The ones that killed Nightjar. And Carter. Nobody gives a fuck about Carter. You should know better than to interrupt me by now, Gunshow. She dismisses the outburst with a wave of her hand. Now be a good boy and keep your mouth shut. Duncan clenches his jaw. He's clearly furious, but he says nothing. Alright, I want you to go along with it. Tell them that you'll take the job with my blessings. I suppose that follows. You love Nightjar. That isn't what this is about. She looks into her glass, swirling the liquid inside with a flick of her wrist. Not entirely. I've always wanted to get a runner into one of the HKPS secure facilities, but it was never in the cards. Now here comes this task force inviting you in. If you can avenge my sweet Nightjar's death in the process, well, so much the better. Understood. Any special instructions that you want me to follow? Be smart. Do nothing that could endanger the Yellow Lotus or myself, and report back to me if you see anything that could constitute a threat. Above all, keep your eyes open, and don't trust this task force of yours, whatever you do. I'll always keep my eyes open, Auntie Chang. That's why I'm still alive. Good boy. Oh, and Sangjan, I'm sure that the police confiscated the cong that you procured from Eddie Tang, the one that I paid you to retrieve it for me. Get it back. She thumbs a button on the PDA, and the screen goes black. I guess that's it. She lifts her shoulders into a half shrug. We're doing this. I don't like it, but I don't see what choice we have. We're prisoners here, whatever Queen Lam say. Then there is no more to be said. He turns away, his armor rustling as his body shifts. You go back to Lam and Queen, accept the job. I will ready my gear. And with that, I'm gonna call here for today. Long day. But we got the basic stuff down, and I think it's time to end it for today. I'm Dragon King Mark, and now that we've talked with and got details on what the hell's going on, we're gonna go and talk with the crew again like normal. Then we're gonna go talk to our new bosses and see if we can work out a deal. Hopefully we can get some more stuff done, and maybe we can finally start taking out Crate. If you like what everyone else saw, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon to stay notified of when I'm going to upload a stream, and I'll see all of you next time. Laters.